I think I can close the business faster and I can get more business by not having a contract. So I don't do contracts. I do it on the commercial side for a whole lot of reasons, being that it's just standard practice. Companies even want contracts. I also like to, let me say, actually, I'm glad it just dawned on me. Okay, so let's talk about residential. Back to residential. So the reason I thought of this is on commercial, what usually happens? You go out to a property and you estimate all the work you're going to do. It's the basket of work you're going to do for the year, and you say it's going to be $35,000, and so I'm going to divide that by 12, and that's the monthly payment. Almost $3,000 a month. And so you put together an agreement stating what you're going to do and how much you're going to pay monthly. On residential, you've got two scenarios. It's very common to do pay as you go. You know, if I mowed your yard this week and I trimmed your bushes this week, you're going to pay for that. It's less common to do the monthly billing. Now, here's what I believe. If you do monthly billing, meaning that you said, the client said, I want flowers, spring and fall, I want weekly mowing 30 times a year, I want bush trimming 7 times a year, obviously all this depends on your market, and I want X and Y and Z. I want all these things. You're going to calculate them all, you're going to divide them by 12, and then you're going to tell your client, Mr. Client, it's $372 a month. You're going to reach agreement. Now, in that scenario, I do believe in having at least a one-page document that states the agreement. We're going to do this, you're going to pay this. If you terminate the agreement before 12 months, you'll owe us for any work that we've performed that we haven't been paid for. So, for example, if you sell that agreement in June you're doing a lot of work. June, July, August, September. Okay, so you're like front-loaded that contract. You're doing a lot more work than you're really getting paid for. Whereas if you sell somebody a contract in November, they're paying you November, December, January, and February. You're not doing much work in those months, so you're kind of getting ahead. Maybe you're getting that $360 a month, but you're not really delivering the equivalent of $360 a month in services yet because there's not much to do. But come April, May, June, July, and August, now you're really working. You're earning that money. So my point is, on those kind of deals, you need to have a little one-page agreement or a two-page agreement that's really clear and just lays out, here's what happens if you cancel early. You may owe us some money because we may have performed more service than you've already paid for to date. So in that case, I believe in having an agreement. At our company, we decided, and we may change this someday, but it goes back to I want to sell the client as fast as I can. I want to be the first guy to sell them. I want to make it as easy as possible. And if I can keep my guys from having to go estimate every property, how much money is that worth? To me, it's worth a massive amount of money. Not having to have full-time estimators running all around town, estimating all of our properties to win 56%. I mean, that's huge money to me. So if I can sell them all over the phone, that saves me a lot of money. So I will forego the contract. And as part of that, to forego the contract, I don't do the average annual billing. We just don't do much of that. So if you really want to do annual billing, if that's what your clients are demanding, you're going to need to go see the property. You're going to need to fully estimate it. Then you're going to need to write something up. You're going to have to get your client to agree to it. There's no way around it. I really encourage that. So that's my thought on contracts. My thought is, first, do them on the commercial side. Just do it. They're expecting an annual, or they're expecting a monthly payment. They're going to budget it into their, they're going to set it up in their payroll system, or not payroll, but they're going to set it up in their payable system, and they're going to budget it. Just expect to sign a contract. It doesn't slow down the deal in any way on the commercial side. Just do it. Get a contract on everything. It doesn't slow anything down. Residential, it would slow things down. So think about it. Do you have to have one? What can you do to avoid it? If you're not planning to sell your company, then I encourage you to not have contracts. They don't protect you. They don't keep anybody with you. If somebody hates you, do you really want to keep working with them? You want to get rid of them. You want to move on. Our clients stay with us for years because we take good care of them. I don't need a contract to keep anybody. If you need a contract to keep somebody, you're doing something wrong. Solve that problem, and then you don't need contracts. So hopefully that's helpful. So on the residential side, really think about if you got to have a contract, and if you do, if you're doing that annual payment or that monthly payment stuff, you need to have something in writing, and that's not hard to get. I mean, if you're doing a monthly payment, just explain it. You can fax it over to them. You can email it, and they just need to sign it and scan it and fax it back to you. And so not a big deal there. But try to avoid that if you can. It'll make your sales cycle close. You'll close faster. You'll get more clients. They feel less threatened because they're not locked into anything. It just eases the whole transaction if you don't need a contract. So that's the way we handle it. And hey, let me give you one last thing. All right, so let's say you have 300 clients and 1 or 2 or 3 clients burn you. They just screw you over. I see so many companies and so many guys react to the 2 guys that screwed them. Like, nobody's ever going to screw me again. That guy, he screwed me over and he cost me money and he ripped me off. So everybody's doing a contract from now on. I see it all the time. Try not to think that way. If 1 or 2 guys screw you, oh well. It's like you got 300 good people that didn't screw you over. So why would you burn all 300 people over 2 people that screwed you over? And why would you slow down your sales cycle? Why would you make everything harder on yourself and increase your expense to try to protect you from those 2 lousy consumers out of the next 300 you're going to sell? Don't do that. Don't focus on those little minute numbers. Accept that a few people are going to screw you over. That's life. Some people are just that way. But don't make it miserable for everybody else, and don't make it hard for everybody else to buy from you because you're trying to protect yourself from the 1, 2, or 3 guys that are going to, take advantage of you. So be careful on that. I see that mistake made a lot. Hope that's helpful. Thank you very much.